Devaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So welcome back to this sessions of Bhakti Yoga Gyan. So we are studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and we are in chapter 15, the Yoga of the Supreme Person. So we reach text 11. We have seen how we should not consider this place where we are living as the permanent place where we can get happiness. In fact, it's only a reflection of the spiritual world. So we should be trying our best to leave this world and to good head. The spiritual world is our real home. We should try to cut all attachments and try to engage in devotional service. Text 12. Staram Prabhu, would you like to do the translation? I read the Sanskrit.
Okay, Mataji.
Okay, text 12. Yadadityagatam tejo jagadbhasayate yatchandramasi yachagno tattejo vidhi mamakam.
The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of the whole world, comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of fire also from me.
13. Gamavishya cha bhutani dharayamyaham ojasa ushnami chosad sarva samo bhutva rasatmaka.
I enter into each planet, and by my energy, they stay in orbit. I become the moon, and thereby supply the juice of life to all vegetables.
14. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashrita Pranapana Samayukta Pachamyanam Chaturvidam.
I am the fire of digestion in the bodies of all living entities, and I join with the air of life, outgoing and incoming, to digest the 4 kinds of foodstuff.
Text 15. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matha smritir jnanamapohanam cha Vedaisya sarvayahameva vedyo Vedanta krit veda videva chaham.
I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Veda, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Veda, and I am the knower of the Vedas.
Summary from these verses 12 to 15. One who is entangled within the reflected tree of material existence and develop his Krishna consciousness by appreciating Krishna as the maintainer of all levels. Krishna maintains our gross physical body by arranging fundamental resources that provide the energy of life. He also maintains our subtle capacities by facilitating knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. And finally, perhaps most importantly, Krishna maintains our spirituality by offering ways and means to achieve self-realization and escape the dangerous cycle of repeated birth and death. So lesson 62. Krishna is always our maintainer. Our false ego thinks otherwise. So yeah, we think that we are doing everything in this world, that we are the doer, but in fact Krishna is the real doer, the real maintainer, everything. So we have to become more and more attached with his lotus feet and try to progress in spiritual life. So that we can escape this cycle of repeated birth and death.
Mm.
Yes.
Thank you. And it's interesting to know that he maintains us at every single level, even the most mundane, smallest, like digesting our food. He enters our stomach as Vishveshwara, something like that. And he, while we're sleeping, digests our food, helps us digest our food. So even at the most basic level, Krishna maintains us, let alone having a look at this universe and how it functions and giving us such a nice home to live in. But be so ungrateful, don't realize and can't realize that the Lord protects us at every single level, maintains at every single level. So it's a good lesson to learn that He is our maintainer. Anybody, anything from your side?
No, I think what you just told makes sense, that he maintains us at every level, which we didn't realize. I didn't realize it before. So that's the point.
Yeah, it's so incredible, and we are so ungrateful, somebody who maintains you, we should be very thankful to them. But we're so, we're so dull-headed. Don't even realize. We just self-centered, take everything for granted. Like the foolish child, mother and father does everything, but yet the child is thinking, he's just playing with some toys, and he's thinking, I am a very good, driver, or playing with my toys very nicely. Just playing. The mother and father doing the hard work. So the same thing, Krishna is doing everything, and we are just fooling around. He's given us everything, but we don't understand. But Gita is fantastic. So this chapter is absolutely incredible chapter. So worth reading this over and over and over again. Shyamalini, is this okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Everything. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. So Karuna, anything you'd like to share, Karuna? I know you've mentioned a few things.
I was just reading this line. He also maintains our capacity by facilitating knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness.
Yeah.
So we forget our past lives. We forget what we have gone through. So he is merciful, very merciful. Whatever we have done, maybe bad activities, maybe. So we have forgotten everything. But it's good that he makes us remember that, we have to again engage ourselves in devotional service. He is our maintainer, and he is so merciful, guiding us over.
Very true. Thank you.
Shall we continue? Shamalini, would you like to read the English translation?
Yes, Mataji. I can read.
Puja Mataji, would you like to read the Sanskrit verses?
Yes, let's try. Yeah. Okay, text 16. Dvabhimau purushau loke kshara eva cha kshara sarvani bhutani kutasto kshara uchyate.
There are two classes of beings, the fallible and the infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible, and in the spiritual world, every living entity is called infallible.
Text 17. Uttamaha purushastva anyaha paramahatma udarataha
Yo lokatrayam avishya bibharatya avaya ishwaraha.
Besides these two, there is the greatest living personality, the supreme soul, the imperishable Lord himself, who has entered the free worlds and is maintaining them.
Text 18. Yasmat ksharam atitoham aksharad apikocha chotamaha atosmi loke vedecha pratitaha purushottamaha.
Because I am transcendental, beyond both the fallible and the infallible, and because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as the supreme person.
Text 19. Yo mam evam asamuddho janati purushottamama sasarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata.
Whoever knows me as the supreme personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata.
Text 20. Iti guya tamam shastram idam uktam maya naga etad buddhva buddhiman syata kruta kritascha bharata.
This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection.
Thank you. So this is the end of chapter 5. Purushottam Yoga.
15.
Summary of
Chapter
verses
15.
Yes, summary of verses 16 to 20. Previously, Krishna summarized the Bhagavad Gita in 4 verses in the 10th chapter. Now he again summarizes the teachings in 3 verses. Tribal living entities, Kshara, have dropped into the tree of material existence due to an independent desire to enjoy. These are different from infallible living entities, Akshara, who never leave the spiritual realm due to their undeviated desire to be with the Lord. Beyond both entities is the Supreme Lord. Thus, in yet another passage, Krishna reinforces that the living entity never becomes God, since even liberated souls have their separate identity in the spiritual world. Knowing Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one engages in bhakti. Lesson 650. We can never become God, but we are always His servant, and the position of the servant is exalted. So we have always to strive to become a servant of God. So, as serving Vaishnavas, we can engage ourselves in serving the Lord. So very important to also distinguish between who is the Supreme, who is God. Krishna is God. We can't become God. Krishna is the only person, Supreme Personality of God. Yes. Comments,
Yeah, thank you. It's very good how the Lord clearly describes that who we are, the souls in this world, fallible, and who the souls in the spiritual world are, infallible, and who He is. So there's no mistaking. Now, of course, even after summarizing this position, there are many personalities who think they can become God by merging with Him. But here, Krishna is very clear. Again, he was clear in the 12th chapter, and he's clear here as well, that those in the material world, they are fallen souls. They're not God. And those in the spiritual world, they are elevated souls, they're also not God. So, and then he clearly states his position, Purushottam. Hence, this is the name of the chapter, and also we are very fortunate. It's the name of the month that we are living through at this moment, and this is a good month to try to increase our bhakti and reduce the material aspect of our life, at least for 1 month. So, Naniven, any thoughts?
Yes, very good classification, isn't it? The Mataji's explained well. Kshara and Akshara, which bit difficult to understand because I could not understand. I could understand Kshara, but the infallible living entities, definition that who never lived the spiritual realm due to their undebated desire to be with the Lord. So understood well. Thank you, Mataji. And beyond all this is the Supreme Lord.
Yes.
So as you say, I was confused between Akshara and the Supreme Lord. So
Right.
make very clear now.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Maybe we can conclude the 15th chapter there.
Purushottam Yoga ki jai.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.